life forward in the most positive way using astrology? Then let's talk about the astrological patterns for November 2012. The month starts off with Mercury turning retrograde on November 6th, the very same day as the U.S. presidential election. Mercury retrograde on an election day could pose a lot of problems, so rather than focusing on the problems, I want to focus on things flowing smoothly, so that we give our energy to the ballots being counted perfectly, reasonably, the winner clearly showing up without any kinds of problems, rather than focusing on what Mercury retrograde could produce. Mercury will stay retrograde until November 26th. So if you live in the United States, you're realizing that the high travel time during Thanksgiving, we will have Mercury retrograde. Now, what you need to do is check and recheck your ticket information if you're flying, check the weather, get all the details straight. Sometimes during a Mercury retrograde, we have travel snafus. If it happens, instead of pushing against the Mercury retrograde, step into flow. Just move with it. If you stay loose and relaxed, everything will work out. It's when we get tight that we really have problems. November has 2 eclipses, so we need to really pay attention. November 13th is the solar eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio is a deeply emotional and passionate sign, and you have to understand that an eclipse is like the power of 10 moons. You need to prepare for this by starting to think now. Where would you like to transform? What do you need to release? I'll be covering this extensively in my next new moon video, so I'll give you more information about this. The second eclipse is on November 28th. It's a lunar eclipse in Gemini. This is a delightful moon, and it happens a few days after Mercury has gone direct. This lunar eclipse also has the moon conjunct Jupiter. It's incredibly witty, fun, intellectual. I think that you're going to enjoy it because it's very light compared to the solar eclipse in Scorpio. So you can look forward to that at the end of the month. And I have to mention that in the middle of the month, we also have Mars, the action planet, moving into practical Capricorn on the 16th. Mars in Capricorn is very, very strong. It's in an earth sign and it wants to get things done. The energy will engage in an efficient way. I suggest that you make some lists and that you get into your ambition, because Mars in Capricorn will help you make progress and move things forward. I also suggest that you make sure that you do something. You don't want to just think it, you want to do it. Make the list, check it off. You'll be very satisfied during the Mars in Capricorn period. It will stay in Capricorn for about 6 weeks. So well into December, we get this wonderful, efficient energy. So let's summarize. Mercury turns retrograde in the early part of the month on the day of election. And the energy is probably going to get sticky somewhat, especially because it heads into the solar eclipse on the 13th in Scorpio, where we have this deep, transformative emotion. Mars goes into Capricorn on the 16th of November, and we can engage in a little bit more efficiency. We can get into our ambition, create a list, and check it off. And then towards the end of the month, Mercury goes direct on the 26th, followed by the second eclipse, which is delightful and light. I think we'll all be ready for this lightness from the eclipse in Gemini. Enjoy November. It's a power-packed month. There's a lot going on. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.